La 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 la. La 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 la. She really hates him. It's really true.
Testing.
Oh my God.
Hey, welcome to My Wife Hates Me podcast, a podcast where we're just sinking rapidly and
Sinking?
sinking.
Why?
Because, it doesn't have the heat it used to have the heat. We'll get the heat back when we reinvent ourselves and do, the marriage counseling.
But you don't know because you don't know the numbers. You don't keep up on what's going on.
Oh, I know numbers. Anyhow, welcome. Last night.
Well, we should do an episode called What Bugs You? And one of the things that I've noticed in the last little while that really bugs you, people who drive on the shoulder.
Oh, boy, does that bug me because they think they're fucking better than Oh, look who just came in.
Shit.
Why didn't you close the door? You're the last one in.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No.
I closed the upstairs door.
No, you did. Well, obviously you didn't.
I didn't. I did close the upstairs door. I just didn't know that he was already down here. All right. When he comes over here, I'll get him out.
Some people.
But people now see how abusive you sound.
No, it's different responsibilities people have, especially to get this started in the morning. I bring the computer down. I set it up. I set up the lights. I set up the sound.
No, you don't set up the lights.
Yes, I did. I turn them on. I plug everything in. Get it ready. You had one job.
Okay.
You had one task to close the door.
Okay.
Behind you.
All right.
When you grow up on a farm.
I'm sorry, I did. But that's not the saying, People in farms do close their houses.
Oh, would you live in a barn?
There you go. But we did close our barn doors as well.
Well.
Otherwise the animals would get out. Okay.
I did a show last night.
No, you were talking about people who drive on the shoulder. We don't need to go through. Try to get some emotional impact into this one. And you're just listing off the things.
I'm not listing anything. God. First, people will drive on the shoulder. We have a guest today. Yes, Mr. Cat. Anything you'd like to say? That you're... you have... Look at this cat. This must be a mansion to this cat, this house. There's so many places for this cat to go.
Also, this cat, who knows where he was before. He lived in a shelter for many, many months.
No, we got him very young.
No, he was 8 months old, 9 months old.
I don't know about that. I think...
Wait, did you go get him? I don't remember. Did you fill out the paperwork and get him?
Yes.
No.
Yeah, we didn't go pick up the cat in New York, and they brought it to us in a cardboard cat box around the corner from that place where you got your burritos that you were very happy about, and you never could find that place again.
Not a burrito. It was a...
Oh, correct me again. I'm sorry, but did
I know, but it was... Yes.
Did I pick up the cat, yes or no?
Yes.
All right. Was I there? Yes. All right. And what was it if it wasn't a burrito?
It was like a sandwich on flatbread.
Okay. It was a burrito. It was a burrito place.
Should I make that flatbread again today?
Yeah.
I made quinoa flatbread. It's so good.
I would call it
quinoa flatbread. So easy. Take a cup of quinoa, cup and a half of hot water, pour it in, wait 15 minutes, blend it really, really good. Put any spices in that you like. Put it on a baking sheet. Bake it for 25 minutes at 425. You got some nice flatbread. High in protein. No gluten.
Pretty amazing. And let me tell you, if you like salty taste, this is what you want.
Oh, the flatbread salty?
Yeah.
I put a lot of salt in it.
Yeah, so there's your answer.
Okay, well, you said it's not like if you want something salty, it's like, put salt in it.
That's what you did.
It doesn't have to be salty.
No, not at all. But if
Not
you
like
want
you.
salty, like Bonnie's flatbread, Bonnie has a deal with, I think, Morton's or some salt company where she gets free salt. So she has to use a lot of it.
What else do I put too much salt in, do you think? Well, you like if I didn't realize this. See, this is the first time hearing of it. That you don't like salt in your food.
No, I like a little.
I noticed that
I
when
like
you
a
do your
little
own
taste.
cooking, you put no spices
I
whatsoever
put
on them.
pepper, and I put a drop of salt. I don't go crazy like it's the end of the world if you don't have salt. That's what you do. You're like, holy fuck. Maybe as a kid you never had salt and you're making up for it now, but you got to calm down on the salt. High blood pressure. And you don't think salt gives you high blood pressure? Well, it does.
Can I just tell you something?
What?
The doctor told me that I could either go on salt pills or start eating more salt. Remember when I fainted?
That's 'cause you had
I had
low
low blood pressure.
Yeah, but if you have normal blood pressure, then salt will raise it to high blood pressure.
Well,
You had low blood pressure, so you have salt to bring it to normal blood pressure.
but like when you're in the hospital, they give you like a saline solution. That's salt.
That's
Like it's
it.
all they
Not
use salt all the
everybody.
time. If you're dehydrated, they give you salt. It's like,
Okay, let's just.
what are you gonna look up?
The,
No, without being
price of gold.
sarcastic,
Well, does
I
salt
don't
give
know.
you- Does salt give you high blood pressure?
Okay, thank you. I didn't know if you were looking up saline solution.
Does too much?
This is what it's like living with this guy. He's just a nightmare.
I'm not a nightmare. Does,
Everything that I say, I'm looking up how
does-
to mow your
look,
lawn.
I didn't even have to
Yes,
the whole thing.
It's asking the question. Yes.
Does too much salt? Yes, consuming too much salt can cause high blood pressure. Whoa, that's right there. Right?
Right, but sometimes
Show more.
sometimes you have to dig a little deeper to get the real
Salt
answer.
or sodium causes your body to retain water, which increases the volume of fluid in your blood, raises your blood pressure. Health risks. High blood pressure increases your risk of heart attack and stroke, which are leading cause of death in the it's the leading cause of death in the United States.
Well,
How to
now you
reduce
know.
it? To lower your blood pressure, you can limit your sodium intake to 115 or 2,000 milligrams
What
per
are other
day,
signs of too much salt?
or don't eat Bonnie's flatbread. You can also increase your potassium intake, which can help lower your blood pressure and reduce your risk of heart disease and stroke. Other signs of too much salt: water retention in your tissues, not that you would know that, thirst, weight gain, sleep disturbances, digestive disorders, feeling addicted. Oh, I have all of those. Well, let's say salt is not our friend.
Oh, okay. What now? Look up sugar.
Yeah, very bad. Or diabetes. What do you want me to look
No,
at?
I don't really want you to look it up.
Okay, I'm not gonna. Thank God I cut back on that. What else do you want me to look up?
Nothing.
Nothing. I'll look up whatever you want. That's what I can do. So last night I did this private show. Well, it was a benefit, a fundraiser for like some drug awareness programs. A lot of parents were there whose children died from overdose.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I don't know how many, but there were some. And I did a show. It was at Gotham. I'm telling you, the room was packed. Maybe one minority, maybe. So a very white audience. What's her name was the
White people
host?
can be a minority, you know.
What's her name was the host? Afia, she's from Canada. Ophia. What's her name? From Canada.
Ophira?
Yeah,
No, that's not it.
that's not it. Ophira. Oprah.
Okay, anyway.
Well, she was the host. Then this Indian guy goes on. He said I worked with him. Nice guy. Then who went on before me? And then I went on right when they were serving cookies for dessert. Anyhow, it went well. It was good. It was fun. I had a good time. Did well. I'm standing outside talking to somebody, talking to the other comic, and some lady walks out. You were funny. That's a tough crowd. I hate when they go, that's a tough crowd, when you're doing well. Shut the fuck up. I get so mad. That's probably my main peeve after a show. When they, especially after you do well. oh man, they were tough. No, they weren't. They were as easy as anybody else on any show anywhere else. And, that means you didn't like it, fatso, or whatever. But I didn't say anything.
You know what they're doing, and I'm not giving them a pass on it, of course. I hate that too, but they're trying to connect with you in a way of like, they're trying to elevate their own status with you by saying, I got it, whereas other people didn't, so that you would be like, oh, you're the coolest person in this audience.
Well, that could be
'Cause you
one
get me.
reason. That could be one, or it could just be stupid.
I mean, and then, but it's also, it's like, I got the joke. I get you. It's like, it's like she's probably abusive in her relationships. No one else will ever love you like I do.
Oh, and then some other guy comes out. He goes, you saw he's a rabbi. You couldn't, he had his yarmulke on, and he's telling jokes. I go, you're the reason I'm going to convert.
Oh my God.
I told him, I go,
Why was he telling jokes? Like,
because they think he's funny. He goes, yeah.
well, it's funny when people leave. You could hear like guys being funny to their dates after a comedy show, like they're empowered. They've been comedians make it look easy, and then they think they can do it too. You're inspiring.
I've never seen that.
You're aspirational.
Really. Yeah, they all come up and say something stupid. Wait, what was the dumb one someone said last night?
Why were you in the line of fire? Like, were you selling something?
No, I was standing with a comic out in the lobby, so I was talking to him, so I not gonna sit in a room and talk to him, on that railing there, just leaning on the railing.
Right. Should have got out of the way.
No, it wasn't. Show wasn't over.
Oh.
It wasn't over. Somebody was on.
Oh. And they were coming out to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, and the other girl comic called me a hack, which was kind of funny that she had the nerve to do that. I wish I.
But she didn't. What? Not because of your set, because of something you were saying.
Yeah. Well, I said to her after she got off, and she did well. I go.
Did you go on?
I go. Did you go? I go. When do you go on? She goes. I just did. I had to clean up your mess, which was kind of funny for. Mm-hmm. I think she did well after me, so and then at the end of the night,
well, you had a rough set.
No, not at all.
I'm joking. Oh my God!
And then at the end of the night, the other comic goes on, and when he got off, I go, "When do you go on?" And she heard me say it.
Oh boy!
She goes, "You're a hack." I go, "Do you think you're the only person I ever said to? When do you go on? You think you're the first and only?" And I go, "I'm not a hack. I'm a boat act." Mm-hmm. Which she probably doesn't know what that is. But I kind of like the fact that she had the balls or nerve to say that to Rich Voss. It's kind of cool that...
She's negging you. Do you know what that means?
I don't think she's a racist. What? What is negging you?
You don't know what it means?
Poking me?
Being negative to you? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a thing that people do to get your attention.
Well, she was good.
You have to stop blowing your nose. What is it about being down here that you're just constantly blowing your nose? Like, what happens to you?
It's in the morning.
Every morning you got to blow your nose?
But she said it and then left with the other guy, the Indian guy. Was it the Indian guy she left with? She left with somebody.
Well, this is a great story. Thank you.
Well, it's a good story. It's a better story than the no story you have.
How would I have a story or not? You just...
I told a story, and now go on, move on. It's not a bad story. It's not a good story. It's a story. What happened last night? That's all.
It's a great story.
Some girl called me a hack.
It's really
what?
Perfectly perfect story.
Perfectly perfect. Well, I went to the cellar. The whole table is all Kamala fans. Holy shit, you get them started, and I just go, I have one issue. Whoever I feel is better for that issue. I mean, and what's his name is very smart. Very.
Who?
John Laster.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart. Great comic. Very smart. Started a $1 million business.
Yeah, he's great.
He's brilliant. Very smart, very passionate. And he goes, I respect everybody has an issue they're behind in this world. Women with abortion, Jews with
It shouldn't
Israel.
be women with abortion.
Well, but mainly people have their main issues. Jews with Israel. What else? Whatever. There's some,
Yeah, but if
economy.
you're a single issue voter, that's kind of selfish.
No, but there's one that sways you. There's always an issue that sways
Like
you.
a floating pile of garbage.
Yeah, like that. And so, whatever. But there were good discussions.
If Kamala wins, he's going to be blamed.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Do you think the Latino vote is a swing vote, the Latino vote?
Well, not the Latino vote, but the Puerto Rican. There's
Well,
a pretty strong Puerto Rican. They're strong, they're vocal. There's a lot of celebrities. And they're Americans. They're not afraid to speak up. And
I think his fan base level raised pretty high after that. His fan base. I don't know. I don't follow any of this shit.
well, it's not about the people that were going to vote for Trump. It's the people who weren't going to vote.
But the fact that, the world is so, to me, oh, well, we don't care about the negative Jewish thing he said, I mean, first of all, it's comedy. That's what he does. That's his comedy. So I'm never going to go after a comic saying, don't do this, don't do that, because that's what they do. I've done edgy stuff. You've done edgy stuff. We both, every good comic has done something that can come back to haunt them. So I would never critique or say, but the public, he did a joke, Palestine and Israel, which was, in a comedic form,
Palestine throw rocks and
Jews don't like to throw away paper or something. I don't know.
paper, scissors, rock. Yeah.
And which is kind of a pretty smart observation, rock, scissors, paper, So
No.
what?
You go, well, I don't know why you do it with it. Just look in there every once in a while, look up like you're talking to someone.
It's a pretty smart observation, but
No,
nobody
where
cares.
are you looking? Look into the camera. It's every once in a while. Just you could stare down here at yourself, then every once in a while make contact, go back down if you want. But you can't just have the top of your head showing for the whole fucking thing. I said to myself, I'm not going to do it anymore. I'm not going to tell him. I'm just going to quit the podcast. If he wants to do it this way, I'm just not going to do it. But that didn't seem to move the needle for you at all. You're like, oh, we're quitting the podcast.
Is that what I did?
It's so weird. It's just
Oh.
sneezing and the gum
sneezing.
and the thing, and you just do.
I didn't sneeze once. Did
Okay, you
hear me
blew
sneeze?
you blowed your nose. You blew your nose.
Something's
several
gotta get
times.
blown in this house. Woo!
I knew that
You
joke
knew it
was coming.
Did you?
Yes.
Did I gain any weight back? No. So, but how's he going to get blamed? If Trump loses, he's going to get blamed. People might, some might, because I listen to MSNBC, which is very left, and then Fox, very right. Both sides.
Oh, thank you. Oh my God, that makes so much sense now. I had no idea about that before.
Both-
You're so smart. Do people not tell you that often enough? I just would turn it on and go, now why are they saying that? Mind blown. Mind absolutely blown. Thank you for sharing that. Rich Foss, man, he's like smarter than people give him credit for.
Both sides.
The wild thing about Rich, stuff just comes out of his mouth. He's not really thinking about what he's saying. He's just allowing the words to come out because he likes the feeling of that, of talking. I could sit here and not say one word for the whole podcast. before we got on here, he said, let's not talk politics and let's not talk about
No,
Tony
you said
Hinchcliffe.
that.
Boom. Here we are. Go ahead. Keep
No,
going.
I'm using generalizations, and you're the one who brought it up, saying if Trump loses, he's going to get blamed. I didn't bring that up. You brought it up. Did you or did you not?
Yes.
Okay, so you listen to both sides of different radio hosts and stuff. They really hate each other. Everybody hates each other. It's so like, well, he did this, she did that. It's like nonstop.
Well, people think it's an important election. There's a lot at stake.
Yeah, but there's so much. They hate each other. And then I was listening to Laura Ingraham, and they bring up the comic, and they're so clueless. They go, "Yeah, this comic, nobody knows him." Yeah, a lot of people know him.
Yeah.
He's got a big fan base.
But that's the thing that's crazy is that, like,
They go, "Nobody knows him." No, you don't know him.
it's like that guy who
He hasn't.
that I was supposed to do that. Okay, I don't want to talk about what the show is, but I was supposed to direct this show, and he suggested Nikki Glazer for a small part, and I was like, I don't think she just had been announced to host the Golden Globes, and I go, Nikki Glazer, and he goes, yeah, I know she did well in the roast, but then someone told me her special wasn't so good, and I was like, no, she's good. She's very, very good. I just don't think she's going to do your show. Why not? It's like they don't know who anybody is. They literally.
Yeah,
It's like
they know Jeff Dunham.
I don't know about that, but once they get up to a certain, it's like you have to pierce their consciousness in order. Yeah, it's like they're not looking around at what's new and what's hot, and so
But they know Kevin Hart.
that's why if you meet somebody like a big director or something, then they know you. Then now you're
Look, when Scorsese,
the biggest comic they know.
when Scorsese made Vinyl, remember that TV show that went nowhere?
I don't know it. No,
It was about rock bands. I think
never heard of it.
Vinyl, and you can't find it anywhere. It's nowhere. I only saw one episode. Ray Romano's in it.
Oh, I do kind of remember that. Yeah.
Scorsese didn't know who Ray Romano was.
Wow.
He had to audition. Scorsese, who's this? Like,
He'd already been in the biggest sitcom on the planet.
I know.
Yeah, it's
So
pretty crazy.
you hear these radio hosts. Oh, nobody knows this.
Meanwhile, like he's
has
got more followers than they could ever dream of having. Well, that's why all the politicians are reaching out to comics that we know to be on their shows. Because they're just looking at the numbers.
We got a call. I didn't tell you.
Oh.
To interview.
Now, who was he going to say? He
A councilman.
He couldn't think of somebody.
No, a councilman.
The Hillsborough mayor.
Yes, wanted to come.
Actually, he isn't the Hillsborough mayor one of our listeners that follows us.
No way. I don't know. I hope not. No, I hope so. Because I should run for city council. Oh, I'd make some changes.
Yeah. We need someone smart like you.
Oh, I'm a man of the people. It has nothing to do with being smart.
Would you wear your tank top if you had to give a speech? But it was hot out. It's hot now. Well, listen, it's very, very hot out. And you're going to go play golf after, go to the gym after.
I don't wear a tank top to golf.
Okay, sorry. You're going to go to the gym after. But you got to stop and make a speech. To your and it's outside at a park.
Not the thin strap one, but maybe the other one. No, I'd wear a nice T-shirt. That's all. Maybe a picture of me, my T-shirt, or my Jewish T-shirt, never again. Maybe something like that, or maybe my mother shirt.
Your Adidas shirt.
My what?
Adidas shirt.
I don't wear Adidas shirts. I don't have Adidas.
You don't have an Adidas sweat coat that you wore the other day on the podcast?
That's a coat.
Whatever. You know what I'm talking about.
And it's not Adidas. Whatever. When am I going to wear it with a little patch you put on it?
Oh, God.
I was reading a story online.
You're really like we've we've gone in different directions. We really have.
How?
It's wild.
What are you saying?
Just who you are
Who
makes
you
no
are.
sense to me anymore.
It makes no sense to me. So then what should we do?
We're fine.
Well-
I just don't. I just try. It's so weird because I believe that I said this, like either the last podcast or podcast before. I'm done trying to figure you out. I just get to walk around being like, I don't know.
You don't have to figure. You're not a doctor.
That's right. I don't figure you out.
I don't try to figure you out.
That's for sure.
Yeah. Why would I try to?
Yeah,
I don't try
why?
to change you. I accept you for who you are.
Well, I didn't say change. I said figure you out, understand you.
I have to accept you for who you are. Why don't you look at the good things that a person does, and they're good qualifications.
Who says I don't?
Well, then, if you're trying to figure somebody out,
Well, yeah,
and look
you
at all
don't.
the
You don't
good-
try to figure people out. Like if they're your friend or something, they do something, you go, oh no, I don't. I don't try to. I don't get any deeper than surface level. I just. That's it. I don't try to understand them. I don't try to. Oh, what? Why would they do something like that? Oh,
You don't
no,
do
I
that?
just take it at face value. That hurt me. They were trying to hurt me. I move on. No,
Why
you go,
would you-
oh, sometimes, maybe they had a rough childhood and they don't understand that or blah, blah, blah. You don't ever do that. You don't ever try to understand someone deeper. I'm asking.
Yeah. Hold on. Of course, you see where they're coming from or what motivates them or why they say things. Of
Okay,
course.
well, I
know
stopped doing that to you
Okay, well,
because
good.
none of it makes any sense.
Oh, well, name one thing that doesn't make sense. One thing.
Putting a decal on a badge or whatever on your Adidas jacket so you can still wear your Adidas jacket, but you don't like their politics.
True.
Does not make sense.
Sorry about this. Well, one, I don't go out and buy new Adidas stuff.
The fact that you won't ever look into the camera. It wouldn't happen if I didn't say it.
What?
That never just is a thing where you're like, oh, let me just check in. No. But the thing is that's amazing to me about this whole camera thing is you're looking at yourself, not looking. Okay?
pretty
You're
deep.
like, look at, there's the top of my head. You're seeing this is what you're seeing. Okay? You're actually looking at the camera like, you're like, huh, that looks pretty good. I guess I'll just stay like this for the whole podcast.
No, I don't go.
Never once do you look at that and go, oh, top of my head, I better get a better look going. No, it never happens. So that's something that's weird. I'm not figuring it out. Just go, oh.
Maybe
well.
I have a low self-esteem and I'm
He
looking
puts the
down.
gum in right before the
No.
podcast. No, you did last podcast you did.
I didn't do it
You
this
go,
time.
Okay, great. That wasn't because you thought about it.
Yes, it was.
No, it
I
wasn't.
did it before you
It's-
came down. Yes, I knew. Right before you came down, I said,
Well, we are making progress then.
I don't want to upset.
Why
Bonnie.
are you looking like this now? See, that's the other thing. I didn't
know
say
such
look
a-
at the ceiling or look up or make sure they see the underside of your chin. That's not at all what I was saying. I was saying every once in a while look into the camera. Like it's so bizarre that you're in show business. You're like worse than I don't know. You're just like pull anyone off the street.
Yeah.
Do you think anyone who sat down would be like this? Is this good? Am I doing all right? And then, no, you need to look up. How about now? How about now? Like, and you're like, no, I should have a show of my own. They should give me a show. Why wouldn't anyone give me a show?
I didn't
Well,
say
I
that.
refuse to learn lines. I don't know how to look into a camera. I put gum in my mouth. I chomp away. I blow my nose every 15 seconds. Like, why
First of
why
all,
won't they give me something?
I don't say why won't they give me a show, and whenever
You just did it again, by the way. I just saw you do it again.
What?
I don't know why they won't give me a show. Like,
I didn't-
how hard is it to just either speak to me?
I'm speaking to you. I'm looking.
This
at
is
you.
a person. Should I put a picture of somebody there? This is a person, and this is something you can go to see how. Oh, how's the composition? Pretty good. Okay, good. And then the fact that you think is so funny.
I can't help it. You're funny.
Because this is the truth of it, and I don't want to figure you out, but this is something I figured out in the past. So he just loves this attention because I'm talking about him. This is all about him, and that's why the giddiness. That's why. Now, if I was talking about myself and me, if I was making fun of me doing this,
I would laugh. I would
no.
laugh.
You would shut. You would shut it down. You would shut it down. You just wait like this until I was done. No, but because it's about you, you're getting some.
Did your mom give your dad these lectures and all this stuff? Growing up, did you hear this
My
stuff?
mom and dad, if you could believe it, did not have a podcast. Isn't that fascinating? No podcast.
They didn't have a farm podcast or no?
No, my mom did write out every single day in a journal what they did in the garden or on the farm.
No way. Mm-hmm. Every day?
Yeah, it wasn't personal. It was all just like
her garden.
The plants, the watering, so she could look back and see whatever that.
How amazing was their garden when we went up there?
I mean, it's gorgeous.
It was fucking like the best garden I've ever seen. Flowers like everywhere.
Martha Stewart of Canada. She's written 4 cookbooks.
Well, I'm still on the garden.
Yeah.
The garden, I mean, I've never seen anything. I mean, I've been to Duke Estate. I'll take you there this summer to the greenhouses. You never been to the greenhouse?
What was that?
I saw a fly. You never been to the greenhouses, have you?
No.
Okay, this summer I'm taking you to the greenhouse.
Okay, thank you. In 9 months, let's revisit.
I'm just saying, keep that in mind. Woo! So we're moving right along. What else is going on? Anything with you want to talk about? You had a nice dinner with Tim Dillon.
I went, we've been talking about going for dinner for a long time, and then finally last night.
Not that long, since the party.
Yeah, it's been, okay, well, thank you for keeping me honest. That was certainly something that needed to be addressed.
No problem. Go ahead.
So we finally did it last night. And he didn't like his food. I could tell. He just kind of like moved it around his plate.
Maybe he has an eating disorder, but go ahead. That's what they do.
And I felt bad for him because he was like, what is it? He goes, what is this? Is this couscous or something?
Well, did you pick the restaurant? Didn't he?
No, he picked the restaurant. But I think, too, like I ordered a vegetarian salad. So then he probably didn't want to, I don't know. He ordered something. People think they can't eat meat around me. I don't know. So he ordered something with fish, but it looked good, but you could tell he was like not satisfied with it.
He could have ordered something else. He has money.
Yeah, I don't know. He didn't, but we
Did he pay for dinner?
Yes.
That's nice.
And it was so funny because I was saying like, we were talking about people and I was saying like, yeah, I just like when I talk to people, like I'm not trying to get something from them. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't matter to me. I'm just having conversations with people as he's paying. And then I realized, I was like, I mean, it was kind of funny.
Did my name come up?
Of course it comes up.
What did he say?
He said, don't divorce him. You guys have been together a long time.
He didn't say that. You want to get divorced?
He said he'll learn to do a podcast. Give him time. I said, we've been doing it.
Fell?
My phone. We've been doing it for 13 years.
Not 13, exaggerating.
How long do you think it's been?
Probably 12.
Well, let's see. Raina's 17.
She wasn't 4. I think she was 6.
She was 4 when our house burned down. When we went into the other house, that's when we started the podcast.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And you've done nothing different. This is probably...
No, we didn't have a video till probably 3 years ago.
Okay. But do you think that what have you done differently other than staring into the monitor now that we have one? What have you done differently?
At you more lately when you talk.
No.
Yes.
Only today because I told you. I said so. I've been watching you.
No. So you had dinner with Tim.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was like there's so much just because he's so smart and well informed, and so of course
he interviewed J.D. Vance.
Yeah,
Where at? He has a studio somewhere. Where's his studio?
No, he went to DC
Oh,
and he interviewed him there. And, he said he barely talked about politics. I don't know. I shouldn't say what he said, what he talked about. But,
it's an interview out. Was it live or?
no, I think it's coming out. And, no, but it is wild that people we know are involved. I
don't know what it is. It's in the morning. My nose is a little runny in the morning. I'll tell you what it is. It's your fault.
Can we do a supercut of him blowing his nose? I mean, it's like
I go off camera. Like
I know,
they
but you
do
can still hear it. It's just.
I'm sorry.
Like,
it's because you.
I mean,
you keep it freezing cold at night.
I know you don't.
You keep it freezing cold at night, and that's the reason I wake
Go
up.
put your heat. Do whatever you want. Put the heat up.
No,
to
I like
100. He puts the heat up to like 72. It's like
that's what you're supposed to put it on.
Okay.
In a hotel, sometimes I'll do 75.
Oh
74.
my God.
Oh.
You're supposed to sleep with it cool. That's you get a better sleep. But if you want hot, go ahead. I don't give a shit. Do whatever you want. No, do whatever you want.
I don't. I do what I do.
There's no part of me anymore that will stop you from doing the things that you want to do. Just live your life.
Good.
Good. Yes,
Good.
it's what you wanted.
It's not what I wanted. I do stuff so everybody's comfortable and everybody lives well. All right? So don't act like I'm selfish and I do everything
How did me saying do whatever you want turn into you being selfish?
Because you go, you're going to do what you want anyhow.
I never said that.
Yes, you did.
I didn't.
Whatever.
But I don't want to have arguments with you. I've told you a lot of times, don't turn the heat up to 72.
And I don't.
Since Tuesday. It's Thursday.
One day I turned it up. One day I was freezing. You wake up in the morning, it's cold.
Yeah, but if you just turn it to 70, it's fine.
2 degrees, you think that makes a difference?
Well, if it doesn't, then what's the big argument about?
I'm not arguing. You're the one who's thinking 72 makes a difference from 70. Whatever. Hey, let's live in the cold. Who cares about our walls and roof and ceiling?
What does that mean?
Let's.
What does that mean?
Well, I mean, we're in a place that has heat, but why use it? Let's fucking, you know what? I think this weekend we should sleep out in the shed or sleep outside, but we'll bring a lot of blankets. How does that sound?
I mean, I don't, once again,
What?
I don't understand him, but okay. I just told you you can put the heat to whatever you want. I'm no longer going to say anything.
No, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. How did I get a cut here? It keeps coming back.
Maybe it's not a cut.
What is it?
Don't know.
Is that skin cancer?
Probably.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Oh, I'm going to go get a checkup next week.
It's so mean that I could do that to him. I could literally just be like, what's that? And then watch him have a meltdown. It's nothing. It's a scab. You scratched it. It's probably like a mosquito bite or something.
No, it's always here.
Always?
Yeah, a little.
Maybe it's psoriasis. Oh, shit. Oh,
All right,
dang.
let's go. We're done.
Oh, my God. Yeah, because you're dying, right? Is that what's going on in your head? You have skin cancer and you're dying?
No, I got to drive out to Pennsylvania almost.
Why, today? What do you got?
I'm going to meet Dave, my friend Dave.
You're not going to be here for Halloween to give a...
Is today Halloween?
Yeah.
I'll be back. Let's see. 12:30. I'll be back around 6 o'clock. That's when they come around. And we have the camp. Today's Halloween. Oh, Jesus. Holy Mary.
Yesterday was my mom's birthday.
Oh, did you call her?
No, I didn't call her, but I sent a text.
Why didn't you call her?
I was going to, but then I had a day that was like I was like kind of busy. I can't call her at certain times because she's doesn't like me to call. And then the times that I had the window open, I was doing podcasts, and then I was having dinner.
Oh. All right, well,
Then it was too late.
this weekend, the stand and the cellar. Next week,
By the way, I don't think we have a clip. We haven't had a good clip in a while. What's something that's funny to you that happened? I mean, so I tried to bring up the honestly, the things that bug you could be a funny clip.
just people driving.
People on the
shoulder.
shoulder, that's the only thing that bugs you?
A lot of things bug me. I mean, when I go play golf and it's cold and people still wearing shorts, I go, what are you wearing shorts for? It's cold. What are you trying to prove? Look, it's always fucking white people. They're so stupid. Like, you'll be on a course and I'm going, it's fucking cold. I have, undershirt, a shirt, and a coat, and I'll see a fucking idiot in shorts. And I'll go to whoever I'm playing with. I go, look at that fucking idiot in shorts.
But do you think maybe you enjoy a higher temperature? I mean, you like
No,
the heat to be on higher in the house.
No,
You have the issue with me. You have the issue with people outdoors.
Well, you don't wear shorts when it's cold out. There's no reason for it. None.
The last couple of days haven't been that cold.
I didn't say the last couple of days. I said when it's cold. You said what bugs you?
Okay.
And I said when it's cold.
All right.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, no, let's go. That's just a bad idea.
No, there's a lot of things that bug me. When you let somebody go by in your car and they don't wave thank you, or you hold the door and they don't say anything,
You know what?
I don't like that.
What bugs me is when on like a podcast or something, they go, now the whole world knows.
Oh, brother.
And you go, no, the whole world isn't watching your fucking podcast.
Dumb podcast. You're right.
I heard one the other day that I was like, oh, that bugs me, but now I can't remember what it was. Something about like when they're on a podcast and they go.
And that bugs me when they're talking about a comic or somebody and they go, nobody knows them. No, you don't know them.
Right.
You don't know them. So shut your mouth.
Good point.
I make good points. And then you are supposed to carry it out. I make the point. That's how point, counterpoint.
We watched Twisters.
Whew. I mean, the acting was amazing. Amazing. We like Penguin. I got her on Penguin. But, I mean, Twisters.
Nodding to yourself, are you? You're so fucking... I just don't get it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Got her into Penguin.
I don't get this, man. I don't understand this man. Who do you wish that you were married to? Do you ever think about like, oh, I wish I could fall in love again?
Sarah Silverman.
Yeah.
No. Nobody. I'm happy.
She would not make you change at all, right?
No, we would agree on a lot of stuff.
Well, right? What, just the
Pro-Israel.
Israel? That's all you care about? That's like all you really deeply care about. It's like that informs every single action at this point in your life.
No, it's what goes on in this country because what goes on in other countries.
Right. But you have a very strong identity base. Like you're Rich Voss who likes like if you woke up out of a coma and you didn't know you were Jewish or that you like golf or that you were a comedian. You know what I mean?
Or a good parent.
Like you didn't know any of this stuff about you. Like what person would you be? Who would you be?
Sober.
You still think you'd be sober? Like you don't know anything about yourself.
Well, I do.
You know nothing. You wake up, you go, "Oh my God!" And you walk around this house and you try to figure it out. Would you just immediately, the minute you see something like you see a sobriety tip, you go, "Oh, okay." You start piecing it together. Would you become as identity based as you are now, or would you?
I have
or
strong
would you
beliefs.
go? I'm gonna just figure out who I am. I'm just gonna.
I know I am, and I have strong beliefs. That's all.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
do you understand the thought?
No, and
experiment?
I don't want to get into your thought experiments next week.
Why?
Next week. Because I got to go, and I don't want to get all full of anxiety and all
Why
kinds
would
of-
that give you
Because
anxiety?
you're trying to be like a therapist.
I'm not. I'm trying to say, oh my God, that's why you hang on to your identity. That's why you hang on so hard
me?
to your identity.
Oh, you
yes,
don't?
because you feel anxiety. If you don't, it's like
not
your
true.
anchor.
No,
You don't
I'm
actually
open-
you
I'm
don't
open
actually
to-
know who you really are
Yes, I
deep
do.
down underneath it all. You actually don't, and that's why you're scared. That's why you hang on.
All right, goodbye. You guys were great. You're a fucking ass. You don't know what you're talking about. Oh, who are you? Who's your identity?
I think about it all the time. I actually
good.
do the thought experiment all the
All
time.
right, you guys were great. I hope we have a clip.
Why
See you
are
next
you
week.
so
No,
angry?
no. Don't say I don't know who I am. I know who I
I
am.
didn't say you don't know who
just
I
said
am. I
you.
said you're hanging on. Because God
To-
forbid you have to
I'm
dig a
sorry-
little deeper.
Sorry, I'm passionate about things, and.
But you
I'm
can't.
sorry.
You get angry about a thought experiment.
Oh, you. Ugh. Here's a thought. Shut up. All right, think about that. Not trying to make people think.
Would you tell your wife to shut up if you came out of a coma, you didn't know who you were, and you didn't know who I was? If I came into the room, what would you think?
I would think.
Oh, really?
Oh, really? Oh, how do you like this shirt? How do you like these shirts? Your identity. You like to sew. You like to read. You have different qualifications.
But I'm wondering, would I like that stuff if I didn't have all the other decisions that led up to it?
I have other decisions. I do. I have decisions.
I'm just saying, like, if you didn't know who you were, would you, after,
Yes.
let's say after a 6 months period,
yes,
would
I-
you fall right back into who you are?
I
Or would
prob-
you be slightly different?
No, I probably would. I'd be open-minded. I'm not racist, so I wouldn't be racist. I'm not going to open up and wake up and, fucking.
But you don't have any of your thoughts or your previous, you have to like learn everything except for language. You know the language.
I would try to be French.
I know you're being like, it's just a thought experiment.
All right, well,
Would you be who you actually are?
I hope so, because I like who I am.
Okay, well that's nice.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Oh, really? You're such an asshole. Goodbye. Go to richvoss.com. I'll be in Vegas Thanksgiving weekend at Kimmel's Comedy Club, and all my dates are at richvoss.com. Anything you want to plug?
No. I mean, I'm around doing stand-up, certain shows for the festival. I don't know. Look at my Instagram. And also the dojo, December 20th. Tiff's in Morris Plains.
Nice place. All right. See you
December
later.
20th.
Goodbye.
My Wife Hates Me podcast, hosted and created by Rich Voss and Bonnie McFarlane. Produced by Nick Collette. Find us wherever you get your podcasts.
This jackass Jew. Some people say that opposites attract, but this seems more like a suicide pact. He's totally sober, she's not that drunk. He's really old and she's got some spunk. He's totally holy as an asinine bomb, and she's just a little less dumb. She really hates him, it's really true. But somewhere deep down, she loves him too.